Hello, everyone. Welcome to Say It.
Hey everyone, so happy you are here with us today. I am Mike.
And I am Sarah. So happy you're joining us.
Sarah, can I admit something embarrassing?
Oh, yes, please do.
For years, I wrote, I am writing to you for explain our decision in professional emails, and I genuinely thought it sounded perfect.
Oh, how long did that go on?
Longer than I want to say. And the worst part is that nobody corrected me.
That is the problem with 2 and 4. The errors sound almost right, and that is exactly what makes them so dangerous.
Almost right, but not right. And you have one as well?
I do. I used to write, I bought a gift to my mother every single time, every birthday, every occasion. Completely wrong.
And nobody told you either.
Nobody told me. I only found out when I saw it corrected in someone else's writing, and I thought, that is exactly what I do.
And that is what today is about. 2 and 4. 2 of the most used words in English and 2 of the most confused.
Every learner uses them every single day, and almost everyone has at least one error they've been carrying without knowing it.
Until today.
Until today. But before we dive in, please like and subscribe to Say It. Every new like and subscriber motivates us to prepare more episodes for you.
Now let's get into it.
So 2 and 4, 2 of the most used words in the entire English language.
And 2 of the most confused.
Because in many languages, one word covers both, so learners translate directly from their own language and pick whichever one feels right in the moment.
And it feels right until someone points out it is wrong.
Exactly. So today, we are going to give you one image, one frame that makes the whole system clear.
What is the image?
2 is an arrow. It always points forward, toward a destination, toward a person receiving something directly, toward a verb explaining the purpose of an action. 2 always moves toward something.
She went to the office. The arrow points to the destination.
I gave the book to her. The arrow moves directly from me to her.
I went to the shop to buy milk. The arrow points toward the action, buying.
Every time, 2 is pointing forward at something. Now 4 is a shield. It always stands behind something, behind the person it is benefiting, behind the noun that explains a purpose, behind the reason that explains a cause.
I made dinner for you. The shield stands behind you, the person who benefits.
She went to Paris for a meeting. The shield stands behind the meeting, explaining the purpose.
He was rewarded for his hard work. The shield stands behind the reason, the hard work.
2 points forward, 4 stands behind, and that one image covers almost everything.
And there is a test that makes the choice even clearer.
The purpose test. When you need to express purpose, look at the word that comes after the preposition. Is it a verb?
Use to.
Is it a noun?
Use for.
I went to the shop to buy milk. Buy is a verb, so to.
I went to the shop for milk. Milk is a noun, so for.
Same trip, same shop, same milk.
And both sentences are correct. They just express the purpose differently.
To buy milk, the purpose expressed as an action. For milk, the purpose expressed as a thing.
I am learning English to communicate better. Communicate is a verb, so to.
I am learning English for communication. Communication is a noun, so for.
I called her to apologize. Apologize is a verb, so to.
I called her for an apology. Apology is a noun, so for.
The verb or the noun after the preposition tells you which one to use.
Every single time. And everything we teach today connects back to this same idea. The arrow pointing forward, the shield standing behind.
Now let us build the arrow completely. Everything to can do.
2 has 4 main uses, and every single one involves pointing forward towards something or someone.
Starting with the most fundamental one.
Direction and movement. 2 shows movement from one place toward another. The arrow points to the destination.
I went to the office on Saturday.
The arrow points to the office. That is where the movement is heading.
She drove to the hospital.
The arrow points to the hospital. She is moving toward it.
He moved to another city.
We planned a trip to Paris.
The letter was addressed to the manager.
Every single one. Movement pointing toward a destination. That is to doing its most basic job.
And the second use, purpose expressed as a verb.
When you want to explain why someone did something and the explanation is a verb, you use to plus the base verb. The arrow points toward the action.
I went to the shop to buy milk.
The purpose of going was to buy. Buy is a verb, so to.
She called to apologize.
The purpose of calling was to apologize. Apologize is a verb, so to.
He stopped to rest.
I am saving money to buy a new laptop.
She traveled to London to visit her family.
Every single one. The purpose of the action is expressed as a verb, and so to points toward it.
And the critical rule here.
When purpose is expressed as a verb, always to plus the infinitive, never for plus a base verb. I went there for see her, that is wrong. I went there to see her, that is correct. For cannot be followed by a base verb for purpose, ever.
And there's a test for this.
The in order to test. Can you replace the purpose with in order to and the sentence still makes sense?
I went there in order to see her. That works perfectly.
Then use to. I went there in order to a meeting. That does not work.
Then use for.
Every time. Now, the third use, transfer recipients, the arrow moving directly from one person to another.
What verbs does this cover?
Verbs of giving, sending, showing, and telling, where something moves directly from the subject to the recipient. Give, send, show, tell, bring, lend, pay, pass, sell, offer, write, hand, throw, teach.
I gave the book to her.
The book moved directly from me to her. The arrow points from subject to recipient.
He sent the package to his friend. She showed the results to the manager. I wrote a letter to my grandmother.
All of them, something moving directly to the person. Now, these verbs also allow a double object pattern.
What does that mean?
The recipient can move before the direct object, and the preposition disappears entirely. I gave the book to her becomes I gave her the book. He sent the package to his friend becomes he sent his friend the package.
Both versions are correct.
Both correct. But when the direct object is a pronoun, the preposition must stay. Give it to John, not give John it. Send it to me, not send me it. The pronoun must come after to.
And the fourth use of to?
Relationships and connections and behavior toward others. To expresses how people are connected and how they treat each other.
She is married to a doctor.
The connection between them expressed with to.
He is related to the CEO. I am addicted to coffee. I am allergic to nuts. This is similar to the old one.
All relationships and connections pointed toward the other person or thing with to.
And behavior toward others.
He was very kind to me. She was rude to the waiter. They were always friendly to us. He has been very good to me.
The behavior is directed toward the person. The arrow points at them.
And notice the difference between he has been very good to me and walking is very good for me.
Good to me, he has treated me well personally.
Good for me, it has a practical benefit for my health. Same adjective, one word different, two completely different meanings, and we will come back to that distinction later in the episode.
To, the arrow, direction, purpose as a verb, transfer to a recipient, relationships and behavior toward others.
4 uses, 1 direction, always pointing forward.
And now, the shield.
4. And just like to had 4 main uses, 4 has even more.
4 is the more flexible of the two. It always stands behind something, behind the person it benefits, behind the noun that explains a purpose, behind the reason that explains a cause.
Let us start with benefit. who the action is done for.
I made dinner for you.
You did the work. I benefit from it.
She bought flowers for her mother.
He cooked a meal for the whole family.
I got a gift for my friend.
The action was done for someone else's sake. The shield stands behind them.
Can you find a table for us?
I prepared some notes for you.
She saved a seat for her colleague.
Every single one, someone benefits, and for introduces that person.
Now, purpose expressed as a noun or a gerund.
She went to Paris for a meeting.
The purpose of going is a noun, a meeting. For introduces it.
He is at the hospital for a checkup.
I am learning English for work.
She went to the library for some information.
And when an object has a function, a specific thing it is designed to do, for plus a gerund expresses that function.
This knife is for cutting bread.
The knife's function is cutting bread. For introduces the gerund.
These glasses are for reading. That button is for opening the door. This app is for learning vocabulary. The machine is for washing clothes.
For plus gerund, always describing what the object is designed to do, not what the person does, what the object is for.
And reason and cause, because of something.
He was arrested for theft. She was famous for her kindness. He was rewarded for his hard work. I put a helmet on for safety.
Introducing the reason behind something.
And one of the most important reason uses, thank someone for something.
Thank you for coming today.
For introduces what they did that deserves the thanks.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for everything you have done.
Always for after thank, never to, because you are giving the reason for the gratitude, the thing they did that you are grateful for.
Now, exchange. For connecting two sides of a transaction.
For sits between what you give and what you receive in return.
I paid €50 for this bag.
€50 on one side, the bag on the other. For connects them.
He sold his bike for €200. She exchanged her car for a motorcycle. I got this jacket for £30.
You give one thing, and for introduces what comes back in return. And for free, you receive something without giving anything at all in return.
What did you get for your old phone?
I got €60 for it. For always connects the two sides of the exchange. This for that.
Now, on behalf of. Acting in place of someone.
This is one of the most overlooked uses of for. For can mean you are acting for someone else, representing them, doing something they cannot do themselves.
He spoke for the whole team at the meeting.
He was their voice. He represented all of them.
Can you cover for me on Friday?
Take my place. Do my work while I am not there.
She signed the contract for her manager.
On his behalf. He was not present. She acted for him.
And the contrast with to is important here.
She signed the contract for her manager, means she signed it on his behalf, representing him. She gave the contract to her manager, means she handed it directly to him in person.
For means standing in for someone. To means directing something at someone.
One word, two completely different situations.
Appointment and schedule.
I made an appointment for Monday. I booked a table for 7 o'clock. There is a meeting scheduled for Friday. She set the alarm for 6 in the morning.
For connects the event to when it is set.
And support, being in favor of something.
She voted for the proposal.
She is on its side, standing behind it.
He is all for the new plan. Are you for or against the change? They argued for better working conditions.
For means you support it, the shield standing behind what you believe in.
And feelings directed toward someone.
I feel sorry for you. I am happy for your success. She felt sympathy for the victims. He felt great admiration for his mentor.
The feeling is on their behalf, directed toward their situation.
For standing beside someone, feeling something for them, not at them.
So for covers benefit, purpose as a noun, object function, reason, exchange, on behalf of, appointment, support, and feelings toward someone.
Every single one for standing behind something. And now, one more essential use that deserves its own space: duration.
Duration. How long something lasts.
For plus a period of time describes the length of an action or a state, from when it started right up to the moment being described.
I have lived here for 10 years.
10 years is the length of time. For covers the whole stretch, from when I arrived until now.
She waited for 2 hours. He studied for 6 months. I have known her for a long time.
Every single one, for, tells you how long the action lasted or has been lasting.
And for duration works across different tenses?
Across every tense. I studied for 3 hours last night. Past simple, a completed period. I have been learning English for 2 years. Present perfect continuous, still ongoing. She had been waiting for 40 minutes before the doctor arrived. Past perfect, duration before another past event.
For works in all of them.
Every tense, the period of time changes, for stays the same.
And now, one of the most important distinctions in this entire episode.
Give to versus by for.
And this is the distinction that catches almost every learner.
Because both involve a person receiving something, but the preposition changes completely depending on the verb.
Why?
Because the relationship between the action and the recipient is completely different. With some verbs, something moves directly from the subject to the recipient. The arrow points straight at them.
I gave the book to her.
She received it directly. The book moved from you to her. The arrow.
I bought the book for her.
You did the buying for her sake. She benefits. The shield.
Same book, same person, one word difference, and the relationship is completely different.
And the verb is what decides the preposition.
Always the verb. So there are 2 groups of verbs, and each group has its own preposition.
The to group, transfer verbs,
Give, send, show, tell, bring, lend, pay, pass, sell, offer, write, hand, throw, teach.
something moves directly from subject to recipient. The arrow always points to them.
I sent the report to my manager. She showed her results to the whole team. He told the news to everyone in the office.
Direct transfer, every single one. And the for group, benefit verbs.
Buy, make, cook, get, choose, prepare, find, order, fetch, do, save, keep, reserve.
The action is done on behalf of the recipient. The shield stands behind them.
She made dinner for her family. He chose the perfect gift for his wife. I ordered coffee for everyone.
The family benefits from the dinner. The wife benefits from the gift. Everyone benefits from the coffee. For every single time.
And the same verb can appear with both prepositions, but the meaning changes completely.
I gave a gift to my mother. She received it directly. I was standing in front of her and I handed it to her.
I gave a gift for my mother. You gave it on behalf of your mother to someone else.
Completely different situation. One word, 2 different stories.
And both groups allow the double object pattern.
The recipient can move before the direct object, and the preposition disappears entirely. I gave the book to her becomes I gave her the book. I bought the book for her becomes I bought her the book.
Both versions are correct.
Both correct, but there is one important exception.
Which one?
When the direct object is a pronoun, the preposition must stay. You cannot say, give John it. You must say, give it to John. You cannot say, buy John them. You must say, buy them for us.
The pronoun always comes after the preposition.
Always. Give it to him. Send it to her. Buy them for us. Make it for them. The pronoun sits after to or for, never before.
So the verb decides the preposition. Transfer verbs, give, send, show, tell, always to. Benefit verbs, buy, make, cook, get, always for.
And when you are not sure which group a verb belongs to,
Ask yourself one question. Is something moving directly to the person, or is the action being done for their benefit?
Direct movement, 2.
Done for their benefit, 4.
And now the verbs and adjectives that always take one preposition and never the other.
And many of these cannot be worked out from logic. They simply have to be learned.
Starting with verbs that always take 2. Communication first.
Listen to. I listen to music every morning on my way to work.
Talk to. I need to talk to you about something important.
Speak to. Can I speak to the manager, please?
Reply to. She replied to my email within the hour.
Respond to. He responded to every single complaint personally.
Explain something to someone. Can you explain this to me one more time?
Introduce someone to someone. Let me introduce you to my colleague, Sarah.
And apologize to. I apologized to my teacher for being late.
Always to after apologize when you are naming the person. The apology is directed at them.
And direction verbs. Go to, travel to, move to, return to.
Belong to. This bag belongs to me. Lead to. Hard work leads to success.
Happen to. What happened to you yesterday? Turn to. She turned to her closest friend for advice.
And fixed to expressions. Agree to a plan. Contribute to. Object to. Refer to. Subscribe to. Adapt to.
All of them. To. The arrow always pointing forward.
Now, verbs that always take for.
Look for. I am looking for my keys everywhere.
Ask for. She asked for help immediately.
Apply for. He applied for the job yesterday.
Search for. I have been searching for this book for weeks.
Check for. Always check for errors before you send.
Wait for. I'm waiting for the bus right now.
Hope for. We are all hoping for good news.
Long for. She has been longing for a holiday.
Pray for. They prayed for a safe journey.
Work for. She works for a large technology company.
Pay for. I paid for the coffee this time.
Vote for. He voted for the proposal.
Fight for. They fought for better working conditions.
Thank someone for. Thank you for your patience. Blame someone for. She blamed him for the mistake.
Care for. She cared for her elderly parents for many years.
Prepare for. We need to prepare for the meeting. Settle for. I will not settle for anything less.
Now, apologize to versus apologize for, because both can appear in the same sentence.
Apologize to names the person. I apologized to my boss. The apology is directed at her.
Apologize for names the reason. I apologized for being late. For introduces the cause.
And both in one sentence. She apologized to the customers for the delay.
To names the people. For names the reason. Both working together perfectly.
Now, adjectives that always take to.
Married to. She is married to a doctor. Related to. He is related to the CEO.
Similar to. This result is similar to what we expected. Addicted to. I am completely addicted to coffee.
Allergic to. I am allergic to nuts. Used to. I am used to the cold weather now.
Kind to. He has always been very kind to me. Polite to. He is polite to absolutely everyone.
Rude to. She was very rude to the waiter. Friendly to. The staff were so friendly to all the guests.
Committed to. She's fully committed to the project. Dedicated to. He is completely dedicated to his work.
And adjectives that always take for.
Responsible for. She is responsible for the whole project. Ready for. Are you ready for the meeting?
Suitable for. This film is suitable for all ages. Eligible for. She is eligible for the scholarship.
Famous for. Paris is famous for its food. Renowned for. The school is renowned for its science program.
Grateful for. I am so grateful for your support. Thankful for. We are all thankful for everything you did.
Good for. Getting enough sleep is good for your health. Bad for. Too much stress is bad for you.
And good to versus good for, because those two are easily confused.
He has been very good to me. Good to, he has treated me well personally. The behavior is directed toward me.
Walking is very good for me. Good for, it has a practical benefit for my health.
Same adjective, one word different. Personal treatment versus practical benefit.
Always. And now, one expression that almost every learner gets wrong. Every single day. In emails, in messages, in conversation.
Looking forward to. And this one appears in professional emails constantly, which makes the error even more costly.
What is the error?
Most learners write, I am looking forward to see you, and it is wrong.
But it sounds right.
It sounds right because to usually introduces a verb and see is a verb, so the logic feels correct.
But it is not correct.
Because the to in looking forward to is not part of an infinitive. It is a preposition, and prepositions must be followed by a noun or a gerund, never a base verb.
So I am looking forward to seeing you.
Seeing is a gerund. Correct.
I am looking forward to the weekend.
The weekend is a noun. Also correct.
I am looking forward to our meeting on Thursday.
A noun. Correct. And the formal version used constantly in professional emails.
I look forward to hearing from you.
Hearing is a gerund. Correct. This is one of the most common closing lines in business English and one of the most commonly written incorrectly.
I look forward to receiving your feedback.
Receiving, gerund. Correct.
I look forward to working with you on this project.
Working, gerund. Always correct. Now, the hook from the colleague's email at the beginning of the episode.
I am looking forward to meet you on Thursday.
Meet is a base verb. Wrong. The to in looking forward to is a preposition. It cannot be followed by a base verb.
The correct version, I am looking forward to meeting you on Thursday.
Meeting, gerund. That is the third and final error from the colleague's email. Resolved.
Now, important to versus important for.
Same adjective, one word different, and the meaning changes completely.
Important to, what does that express?
Personal or emotional significance, something that matters deeply to someone on a personal level.
Music is really important to him.
He personally cares about it deeply. It matters to him as a person.
Spending time with my family is so important to me.
Not a practical benefit, a personal value, something that means a lot emotionally.
And important for?
Practical benefit, something that helps in a useful, tangible way.
Exercise is important for your health.
A practical benefit, not emotional significance.
Getting enough sleep is important for your concentration. Meeting the CEO is important for my career.
All practical benefits. For, the shield standing behind the benefit.
And both can appear together in one sentence.
Spending time with my grandparents is really important to me, but focusing on my career is important for my future.
2, personal significance. 4, practical benefit, both in one sentence.
And one more pair that learners confuse constantly, sorry for versus sorry to.
I am sorry for your loss.
Sorry for followed by a noun, expressing sympathy about a situation.
I am sorry for the inconvenience. I am sorry for the delay.
All nouns after for. The shield stands behind the situation being acknowledged.
And sorry to?
Sorry to followed by a verb, expressing regret about an action you are doing or about to do.
I am sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear, a verb follows, regret about the action of hearing bad news.
I am sorry to bother you. I am sorry to interrupt.
All verbs after to. The arrow points toward the action being apologized for.
So, sorry for plus a noun, sorry to plus a verb.
And both in one sentence. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm sorry for any trouble it causes.
Sorry to, the action of telling. Sorry for, the noun, the trouble caused.
2 prepositions, 1 sentence, both correct, both doing completely different jobs.
And now the fixed expressions with for that every learner needs to know, and the everyday go-to versus go-for distinction.
These are phrases where for is completely locked in. They cannot be changed. And almost every one of them appears in everyday English conversation.
Starting with for free.
For free means without paying anything. I got this jacket for free. Someone gave it to me at no cost. She downloaded the app for free. It did not cost her anything at all.
For good.
For good means permanently, forever. She left the city for good. She is never coming back. He gave up smoking for good. Not temporarily, not for a while, for good.
For sure.
For sure means certainly, without any doubt. I will be there for sure. You can count on me. Is she coming to the party? For sure. She confirmed yesterday.
For now.
For now means at this moment, temporarily, until something changes. For now, let us focus on the introduction. She's staying at her sister's place for now, just until she finds her own flat.
For once.
For once means on this occasion only, as an exception to the usual pattern. For once, everything went exactly to plan. For once, he arrived on time, which almost never happens.
For fun.
For fun means because it is enjoyable, not for any serious reason. I started painting for fun. It was never meant to be professional. She does it purely for fun. There's no pressure involved.
For sale.
For sale means available to buy. The house is for sale. The owners are moving abroad. I saw a sign outside saying, car for sale, 5,000 euros.
For real.
For real means genuinely, seriously. This is actually happening. Is this for real? I cannot believe it. He said he's moving to Japan for real this time, not just talking about it.
For the time being.
For the time being, it means for now, temporarily, until the situation changes. For the time being, we will keep the old system running. She's working from home for the time being, just until the office reopens.
And for the record.
For the record means I want to state this clearly and officially. For the record, I never agreed to that. For the record, this decision was not mine.
All fixed, all essential. And now the everyday go-to versus go-for distinction, because learners use these every single day.
Go to and go for look similar, but they express completely different things.
I'm going to the shop.
2. Direction. The shop is the destination. The arrow points toward it.
I am going for milk.
4. Purpose. Milk is what I'm going to get. The shield stands behind the reason for going.
I am going to the shop for milk.
Both together. Destination and purpose in one sentence. To the shop, where I'm going. For milk, why I'm going.
She went to the doctor.
Direction. She traveled there. The doctor's surgery is the destination.
She went for a checkup.
Purpose. The checkup is the reason she went. For introduces the reason.
I went to the park.
Direction. The park is where I went.
I went for a walk.
Purpose. Going to do something. The walk is the reason I went out.
I went to the park for a walk.
Both together. Destination and purpose. Perfectly natural and perfectly correct.
And one more. I am going for coffee.
4. I am going to get coffee. The purpose of going. No destination named, just the reason.
Do you want to come for coffee?
Come for the purpose of having coffee together. 4. Standing behind the reason. Natural, warm, and used constantly in everyday English.
Go to for the destination. Go for the purpose or the thing you are going to get.
And when you want to say both, go to somewhere for something, both together, always in that order. Destination first, purpose second.
And now the 3 most confusing mistakes, the exact sentences that go wrong most often.
Starting with the most common error globally.
For plus a base verb for purpose.
I went there for see her.
For cannot be followed by a base verb for purpose, ever.
Because in many languages, one word covers both to and for, so learners reach for and attach a verb directly. But English does not allow it.
The correct version, I went there to see her.
She called for apologize. Wrong. She called to apologize. Correct.
He traveled for visit his family. Wrong. He traveled to visit his family. Correct.
Purpose expressed as a verb, always to plus the infinitive, never for plus a base verb.
Mistake number 2, and this one has 2 sides because learners confuse both directions.
I bought a gift to my mother.
Bought is a benefit verb. She benefits from the buying. The shield stands behind her, not the arrow. The correct version, I bought a gift for my mother.
And the other direction, I gave the book for her.
Gave is a transfer verb. Something moved directly to her. The arrow points at her.
The correct version, I gave the book to her.
So, benefit verbs, buy, make, cook, get, always for. Transfer verbs, give, send, show, tell, always to.
She made dinner to me. Wrong. She made dinner for me. Correct.
She showed the results for the manager. Wrong. She showed the results to the manager. Correct.
The verb decides the preposition every single time. Mistake number 3, and the one that appears in professional emails every single day.
Looking forward to plus a base verb.
I am looking forward to see you.
That sounds completely natural. Almost everyone writes it this way.
And almost everyone is wrong. The to in looking forward to is a preposition, not part of an infinitive. Prepositions must be followed by a noun or a gerund, never a base verb.
The correct version, I am looking forward to seeing you.
Seeing is a gerund, correct. I look forward to hear from you. Wrong.
I look forward to hearing from you. Correct.
I am looking forward to meet the team. Wrong.
I am looking forward to meeting the team. Correct.
The gerund always, the base verb never.
3 mistakes, 3 fixes.
For plus a base verb for purpose, always wrong. To plus the infinitive, always right.
Benefit verbs, always for. Transfer verbs, always to. The verb decides the preposition.
Looking forward to, always gerund, never a base verb.
3 mistakes, and every single one completely fixable.
And now let us hear everything working together in one real conversation.
The scenario, 2 colleagues, they are preparing for an important client presentation happening later this week. Let us go.
Morning! Are you ready for the big presentation on Thursday?
Almost. I have been preparing for it all week. I stayed at the office until 9 o'clock last night working on the slides.
I saw the draft you sent to me. It looks really strong.
Thank you for saying that. I still need to make a few changes to the structure, though.
I prepared some extra notes for you. I thought they might help. I left them on your desk this morning.
That is so kind of you. I will look at them before the meeting.
And did you send the agenda to the client yet?
I sent it to them yesterday afternoon. I also prepared a summary for the whole team so everyone knows what to expect.
Perfect. And who is presenting first?
I'm going to introduce the project to the client, then you take over for the financial section.
That works for me. I've been looking forward to presenting this one. We have worked really hard on it.
We really have. Oh, I need to talk to you about something. The client asked for an extra section on market trends.
Are you serious? We are responsible for so much already.
I know, but it's important for the client to see the full picture, and it's important to me that we do this properly.
You're right. I'll apply for some extra time from the manager. Maybe we can get the deadline extended.
Good idea. I've already spoken to James. He's going to cover for me on Thursday morning so I can finish the slides.
That's a relief. And the template, this is for creating proposals, right? Can I use it for the market trends section?
Of course. I designed it for exactly that purpose. It's good for any kind of structured presentation.
Perfect. Right. I'm going to the printer now. Do you want anything?
Can you get some paper for me? I'm almost out.
I'll get it for you now, and I'm going for a coffee after. Do you want to come?
I would love to. Give me 5 minutes to reply to this email.
Let us pause there.
How many times did to and for appear in that conversation?
Let us pick out a few. You said, the draft you sent to me.
Sent is a transfer verb, something moved directly from me to you, to the arrow.
And I prepared some extra notes for you.
Prepared is a benefit verb. You benefit from the notes. For, the shield.
And I am going to introduce the project to the client.
To for direction, going toward the client. And to for transfer, introducing something directly to them.
And I have been looking forward to presenting this one.
Looking forward to, the to is a preposition, always followed by a gerund. Presenting. Correct.
And it is important for the client to see the full picture, but it is important to me that we do this properly.
Important for, practical benefit for the client. Important to, personal significance to me. Same adjective, one word different, two completely different meanings.
And he is going to cover for me on Thursday morning.
Cover for, on behalf of. He's standing in for me, taking my place. For the shield.
And I am going to the printer. I am going for a coffee.
Going to, direction. The printer is the destination. Going for, purpose. Coffee is the reason for going.
And none of that felt like a grammar exercise.
It felt like a Monday morning before a very stressful Thursday.
Which is exactly when you need your prepositions to be right.
Because getting them wrong in a professional email, in a conversation with a client, costs more than people think.
And now you have everything you need to get them right, every time.
So, before we go, let us go through everything one more time, quickly and clearly.
2. The arrow, direction, purpose as a verb, transfer to a direct recipient, relationships and behavior toward others.
4. The shield, benefit, purpose as a noun, object function, reason, exchange, on behalf of, duration, support.
The purpose test, verb follows, 2. Noun follows, 4. That one question covers most situations instantly.
Transfer verbs, give, send, show, tell, always to. Benefit verbs, buy, make, cook, get, always for.
Looking forward to, the to is a preposition, always gerund after it. Looking forward to seeing you, never looking forward to see.
Important to, personal significance. Important for, practical benefit. Sorry for plus noun. Sorry to plus verb.
For duration, for answers how long, since answers since when, ago answers when, and always uses past simple.
Fixed collocations, listen to, talk to, wait for, apply for, look for, memorize them.
Fixed expressions with for free, for good, for now, for once, for sure, for real, for the time being.
Go to for the destination, go for the purpose, and both together. I am going to the shop for milk.
Now your challenge. 2 sentences, one with to, one with for, about something real in your life right now.
Write them in the comments. We read every single one, and we are genuinely looking forward to reading yours.
And if this episode helped you, please share it with one person who is learning English right now.
And if you are not subscribed to Say It Yet,
please subscribe. We put everything into every single episode, and we do not want you to miss what is coming next. We will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.